15 to 20 times a month. He says that he's had his share of fatal attraction types, and he thinks dating would be a whole lot easier if women didn't make men feel guilty. Please welcome Guy Scarpelli. Hi, Guy. How are you? Good to see you. Well, now, what do you think that women do to make men feel guilty?
Well, they seem to feel that men just want to have sex with them.
They make you feel that way?
Yeah, they basically see men are more verbal, but every woman wants to have sex. It's just that they're quiet about it, and by being quiet, they enable men to pay for the dinners and the dates and whatnot.
Well, everybody, I mean, quite honestly, everybody wants to have sex or we wouldn't be around here. I mean, you know, it's just who it's with and at the time, whether it's appropriate and whatever. But let's take a look at the tapes the guy saw. Remember, you're going to vote again. First, it was Julie. Her idea of a great date is the hot air balloon, followed by a romantic picnic. And when she's alone, she likes to take long walks and sing off key. I have no idea why. We asked her what kind of guy she won't date. Here's what she said.
I don't like anybody that's too much of a Joe Cool. If you're going to unbutton more than 3 buttons on your shirt, just forget it. Not too stocky. If you take steroids, stay at home.
Next, it was Renee. She dates about 10 times a month, claims that she's not looking for a commitment, and she says that she's not afraid to ask men to dance in nightclubs. And here's how she responds when they turn her down.
Sometimes you think, well, fine. And it kind of hurts your ego a little bit, but just kind of get over that hump. You say, well, you know, I don't feel that I'm an ugly person, and I think I can just, you know, get out there and be me. If somebody doesn't like me for me, then it's their loss. It's kind of my new attitude now.
Finally, Margaret, she was married for 1 year. She's been divorced for 6. Like Renee, she dates about 10 times a month, and she can't stand cheap men. Here's something that really turned her off on a first date.
I had a guy that took me on a date, and he brought the coupon for buy one dinner, get one free, and I was just a little bit embarrassed. On the first date, you usually don't do something like that. You know, maybe after you've dated for a year and you guys are broke and you need to save some money. But on a first date, it didn't make a good impression.
All right, those are the 3 women the guy had to choose from. It's time for you to make your choice. Who do you like for it? Audience has made his choice. We're out of time, so we're going to find out who Guy picked and hear everything that happened on that date tomorrow. That's our show for today. I'm Chuck Woolery. I hope all your dates are good ones tonight. See you tomorrow.
In just 64 seconds, expect a ruckus. A half hour filled with games, prizes, and money for the kid and all of us. Ruckus next.
Chuck Woolery's wardrobe furnished by Bernini. This is John Cervenka speaking for Love Connection. Love Connection is an Eric Lieber production produced in association with and distributed by Warner Brothers Domestic Television Distribution. Love Connection, where old-fashioned romance meets modern-day technology, where you hear all the intimate details of a first date. And now, here's the host of Love Connection, Chuck Woolery.
Let's get started by meeting our first guest. Now, he says that most of his dates end in disaster. He claims it's because the women are as crazy as they are beautiful, but he also admits that his behavior turns off a lot of women. Please welcome Guy Scarpelli. Yeah. What are you doing that turns women off, Guy?
Well, I like to be the center of attention, and I often find myself competing with my dates. I'm not afraid to throw myself into the center of the spotlight, and that sometimes...
Now, do you always wear those Sally Jesse Raphael glasses? I mean, I couldn't let you get off without that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's kind of a cheap shot, but it was the only shot I could take.
Do what you got to do. But women, they tend to feel intimidated and embarrassed by the way I act and whatnot.
Okay. Well, let's remind everybody what happened yesterday. Our studio audience saw Guy's 3 choices, and they voted for one. Going to take a look at all 3 women and catch you up. First, Julie, when she's alone, she likes to sing off key. I don't know whether that means she sings on key when she's not alone, but then Renee, she's not afraid to ask men to dance at nightclubs. Margaret, she just can't stand cheap men. Now, the audience vote was recorded yesterday. We'll get that a little later. Right now, Guy's going to tell us who he chose.
I chose Margaret.
Okay, haven't seen each other since the date. We always hear both sides. This is Margaret Acquistapecci. Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Chuck. How are
Now,
you?
did I get that last name right?
Very good.
Acquistapecci?
Very good.
Oh, good. Good. Nice to have you here. Make yourself at
Thank
home,
you.
and Guy will start us off.
Okay, well, I called up Margaret on the phone, and we decided, we mutually agreed that we would spend an overnight camping in Catalina.
Overnight camping?
Okay, so we took the boat over to Catalina. We dropped off our stuff and we headed down to the beach. And we had both gone and changed. And she came out of the cabana and she had on this little string bikini. And I'll tell you, she looked so good. I thought my head was going to explode. I mean, it was incredible. Then we were on the beach and I had these shorts on and I was attracting attention too. And she didn't seem to mind, so...
Now, what did he do to attract attention, Margaret? Just sit there or what?
Well, he had a G-string swimsuit on, and... well, he had
Well,
a
I guess
pair of-
whatever it takes.
He had a pair of white shorts on over him, so you could see the G-string underneath. The women that were up on the beach, they were throwing money at him to drop his shorts. And so Guy naturally turned around and hung a BA at him, and they loved it. They absolutely loved it. I was
Hung a BA.
I think we could say that on TV, but...
I guess well, so you're out there with your cheeks hanging out, she's hanging BAs, people are throwing money at you.
We left the craziness for a minute. We took a walk out onto these rocks it's sort of like a jetty out in Catalina, and it's real romantic because being adventurous, you crawl out on these rocks, and the waves are like smashing against the rocks, the sun is blaring, her blue-green eyes were just sparkling, and that's when I gave her yeah, I took advantage of the moment. I gave her a long, passionate kiss right there.
So now you're still in the G-string thing and the, what's his name?
I'm taking pictures.
Are you?
Yeah, well, she was taking pictures and everything.
Well,
so.
I mean, I figured, there'd be a lot of tourists over there going, well, hey,
Well, we were
Margaret.
away from everybody, thank God. So we were away from everybody. But then we gathered our things and
There are camcorders whirring all over the Catalina.
we gathered our things and we walked back to the campsite to get ready for dinner, and we took a shower together.
I want to wait.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, this is... I mean, you ever have a date like that? I never had a date like that.
It's not as bad as it seems.
Well, it
There's
didn't
a-
seem bad at all. It seemed real good.
well,
Well, so now what happened?
Okay, so we'd gone back to the campsite, and
This was after dinner.
yeah, this is after
After the
dinner,
dinner cruise.
and I lit the lantern in the tent, and the whole tent took on this really eerie, romantic glow. Yeah. And
Is this kind of like these mantles, these Coleman lamps that
Yeah, it was
the
like-
mantles glow?
yeah, it was sort of like that. It was incredible because her face in that glow, it's just something about her that just took me, and
So now what happened?
well, I forgot to tell you, there's a lot of wild animals running around the camp, so they tell you to keep your plate.
Well, like what kind besides buffalo? What kind?
Well, they've got foxes and they've got I guess badgers or something.
Well, a fox won't hurt badgers.
Well, the whole thing is that you have to
Badgers will
keep.
tear your face off.
Sure. I mean, you have to keep it zippered because they go in the tent looking for food, so you're not supposed to eat in the tent. So there was a
You
fox.
don't want them close to Margaret.
No, not at all. So there was this fox that was trying to come into the tent halfway through the night, and I smacked him on the face, and he took off because I figured I had one fox in the tent already, and that was enough.
Well, so... What a camping trip, boy! This is like a dream camping trip. So now, you wake up in the morning, and what's going on here?
Well, not surprisingly to me, but she looked great.
And
As
there's
good as she
7
did the night
foxes
before.
outside going...
That was just me. No, she looked great in the morning, and we took the boat back to Catalina, and
the boat back to LA,
back to
You
Long
forgot
Beach.
where you were. You're so
For
excited.
a minute, you got it. and we took a romantic drive along Pacific Coast Highway, and I
God,
dropped
it seems redundant compared to what you've done, just a romantic
Yeah, well,
drive.
it hurt to drop her off because we had such a good time, and, you know, I've met a lot of fatal attraction women in my life, and there's never been as pretty as her without the craziness, so she was the perfect date, I would say.
That's great, good date. Well, you had a good one.
You did.
Let's see who the audience picked for you. Holy Toledo, you're going camping again, 84%. You want to ask her out again?
I think so. Margaret, may I have the pleasure of taking you out again?
I'd love to.
Come on out, Margaret. My Lord. We're going to have to put a fence around you if you go to Catalina again, you know that.
We had a blast. It was, like, definitely the funnest date I was ever on.
Oh, that's
We had
great.
a
Well,
great
thanks for
time.
coming on the show.
Thank you.
And sharing
Thank
with us.
you.
We're going to come right back with another couple. Stay with us.